ladies and gentlemen, welcome back again, and we are back again. You know, it was Champions League week, and it comes with a lot of huge results and surprises. Most of the results that we got in the midweek Champions League was more of surprises, especially in yesterday's games. It was some of the games were very cagey, very cagey, and this week has been a very bad week for the EPL teams, especially Manchester City, and then Manchester City, Chelsea, and then Tottenham. Especially these three teams lost their games very bad. It was very awful. Some very bad performance for the teams, and I think the second leg hasn't come out yet. But I think these three teams are on the verge of being eliminated from the Champions League group, the round of 16. To be honest, because for you to, especially Chelsea, for you to lose 5-2 against PSG at Parc des Princes, and then Manchester City to lost 3-0 against Real Madrid at the Bernabeu, and then Tottenham also losing 5-2 to Athletico Madrid. I think the tie is over for them. I think they have, to be honest, they have only 20% in my books, 15 to 20% chance of qualifying, to be honest, because the other teams have the advantage already. But we don't talk about it again. Sports Gazette here, my name is Rana Yao. It was Champions League week, and it comes with a lot of huge results. So we are here to talk about the Champions League game. What I want you to do is subscribe to the channel, as we always tells you to do. Subscribe to the channel, follow us on all social media platforms, and now we are on IG, Instagram, so you can follow us there. The name is Sports Gazette. You can follow us anywhere. All social media platforms is Sports Gazette. So just follow, like, share our content or our videos, and then give us comment. If you see any fault somewhere, you can quickly get to us, and then our DMs are there for you. You can quickly get to us and share your thoughts with us. Oh, this is what I saw in the video that I don't like. So we work on it. So let's start with the games. Let's talk about the UEFA Champions League. Let's start with the games that happened last Tuesday. I think Liverpool lost their game against Galatasaray 1-0. Liverpool themselves, it wasn't a surprise to me that they lost the game, but in the manner that they lost the game, I think this Liverpool coach have been complaining about Arsenal scoring from set piece, and the APO is more boring because of set piece. But in the second half of the game that I watched, it got to a point, and then the Liverpool players were throwing long throws to get equalizer. So that should tell you that the set piece is not only one team that's doing it; everyone is doing it. So if you can adapt to it, then stop complaining. Quickly adapt and do whatever you want to do. But I think Liverpool should put a better performance in the second leg so that they can qualify. The next game was Bayern Munich trashing Atalanta by 6-1. If you say the Italian Serie A is on the verge now, on the downside now, people think we are. I like the Italian Serie A. I think because Inter Milan is one of the teams that I love watching them. But for some time now, I think the Italian Serie A is going down, because we saw what Atalanta did against Dortmund, coming back from a 2-0 down and then eliminate Dortmund and then qualifying. For you to play at home and then Bayern to score you 6 before you score 1, in some way the tie is even over in the first leg. It was over in the first leg. So I think Bayern also have qualified. And then Tottenham also was trashed by Simeone's Athletico Madrid. Oh, Tottenham. The last time I vividly explained the problems of Tottenham here, and some of them keep on occurring in the same game against Athletico Madrid. They were doing a lot of mistakes. Their mistakes are too many. The coaches are also not up on their game. They are not doing anything better to help their team. So that was it. Let's move to the next game, and that was the game against Newcastle versus Barcelona. And I think Newcastle really played well. They really cut off Barcelona from their cutting edge, like the where they can create chances and all those stuffs. They really played well. But I think it's one thing that's worrying them this season is how to bury games. And because we saw this kind of performance in the game against the same Barcelona in the group phases at the same games. In the first half, Newcastle should have been 3 up in that game, but they weren't buried their chances and all those that. So it went back, and then Barcelona get things fixed up in the second half, and then he hit them. In this game too, the same thing happened. In the first half, Barcelona was not in the game. Newcastle were doing all the right things, creating chances, but how to bury the chances what was worrying them. And so in the second half, Barcelona have to change, and they changed something, even though still it wasn't that enough to get them the winning goal, the goal to take the lead. But still, Barcelona was doing the right thing, and Newcastle kept on pushing Barcelona forward, pushing Barcelona and getting. And I think the Newcastle coach got it wrong with their lineup, because how can you tell me that you are going to play a Champions League game? Anthony Gordon has been very good in this Champions League this season, scoring 4 goals in 1 match. He has given some very, very flashy performances. So for you to bench him and scoring starting Usula or whatever because he has scored against Manchester United or what? No, it isn't done anyway. Start your best players. If they get tired, you bring them in the second half. They can do something better in the second half for you. But you rather go and bench them, and then you get the results. You score, and Barcelona equalized from a set from a penalty, which Lamine Yamal buried it very nicely, and I think that was it. That was it for them. So in the second leg, I don't see how they will go to Camp Nou. Even though I will be very happy if they eliminate Barcelona, but I don't see how they will do it. To be honest, at the Camp Nou, Barcelona is always favourite. So that's what happened. The Wednesday games were Arsenal and Leverkusen. Arsenal didn't play anything. To be honest, I'm an Arsenal fan. Then you people know that I'm an Arsenal fan. Arsenal didn't play anything in that game. They were very bad, very poor performance. The performance wasn't nothing to write home about. It was very, very bad. But that's what champions do. If you can't win the game, you better don't lose it. Just get your draw, and I can guarantee you that Arsenal won't play this bad in the second leg on Tuesday next week against Leverkusen at the Emirates, with their fans at their back supporting them. Leverkusen might end up receiving a lot of conceding a lot of goals. So I see Arsenal also going through in that game. Kai Havertz scoring against his former club from a penalty. I think it wasn't bad. He didn't celebrate, so yeah. I think he spent 10 years there at Leverkusen before he moved to Chelsea, and then make that move to Arsenal. So I think they gave him a very warm reception, and he also paid them back by not celebrating, even though the people know that he will not celebrate. Yeah, so yeah. Bodo Glimt, wow. These people are doing something very nice. So, because come to think of it, the whole of this year, we are into almost 3 months or something. The whole of this year, they've not played any league match. Their season is over, and their season will start. I think 14th of March this month. I think it will be Tuesday, it will be Friday, it will be Saturday or whatever. They are playing against Saspon. That's one of the teams in their league. They are playing against them on 14th. So that's their first league game. And all the games that they've played this season, this year, have been Champions League games. And come to think of it, they've beaten Inter Milan home and away. They've beaten Athletico Madrid. They've beaten Manchester City. They've beaten Sporting CP yesterday in the Champions League at home comfortably to get advantage going into the second leg. So that should tell you. And they beat at Inter Milan home and away and eliminated them to get into to this side in the round of 16. They eliminated Inter Milan. They beat them home and away. So they are doing something good. And one thing I like about them is if it's like a team here, it might get to them. They will be feeling so complacent. Hey, should we be able to say yes? Look at where we are now. And they will be like, oh, yeah, maybe I do their year and all those stuff. But they are not getting ahead of themselves. They are doing all the right thing. They are very confident. They believe in so much in themselves that anything that they do, they see themselves as the best team, like best team on the pitch. So they play with a lot of confidence and courage. So anything that you come up against, you have to be careful about them. But I think from here, Arsenal will qualify and they will also qualify. That will be the end of them, because I don't see how they will get it past Arsenal. To be honest, I don't see how they will get it past them. But let's see how it's. But as for now, they are doing a very, very, very good job. They are doing very, very well. And then the two games of the night yesterday was Chelsea, Paris Saint-Germain. Chelsea, in the first, I think Chelsea started very, very well. They started very, very well. Even though after them conceding the first goal, they started they still kept on doing the right thing, giving the passes that like their transition of the passes were very quick, sharp. But in the I think in the first half it was 50-50 affair because it was 1-1, so 50-50 affair. But in the second half, I think even in the second half, from minute 45 minutes to 60th minute to 65 minutes, Chelsea were still in the game. That's where the game changed, when PSG scored the third goal. When I think that was what everything changed for the Chelsea team. After they considered the third goal, it was like Leon Rosinia did something very bad. Even though I think he did well in the game, but he did something very bad now. It's just 3-2 in the game. You and it's not like this is a game that will be over for you if you lose the game. You have a chance to turn things around at your own backyard at the Stamford Bridge next week Tuesday when it's 3-2. So what they need for you to rush and get the equalizer or probably go on and win the game? No, you should calm things down, because definitely if it was 3-2, if the game was end with 3-2, I guarantee you that Chelsea might do a comeback against them at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea will do that. Chelsea will rise up to the occasion. But 5-2, I don't see how Chelsea is coming back to this game, to be honest. Liam Gosling didn't manage the game well at all. And you are down by 3-2. And you are sitting one of your best players of this season in Joao Pedro and bringing in Liam Delap. What is he coming to do? Nothing. He was rather pushing on more attackers, bringing more attackers in the game. Meanwhile, PSG are on the confidence side that they see the need to kill the game, because they can see Chelsea have been like poor in the game, so they need to go on and win the game. And that's what they did. And I just feel like some of the players that Liam Rosinia believe and trust in a lot also disappointed him in the game last night with James, and then especially the goalkeeper. Jorgensen. Sanchez was the first goalkeeper when Liam Rosinia came in. He has been using him in the same game, but he has found out that no, this goalkeeper is not helping things a lot. So let me bring you the second goalkeeper. That means he has get some confidence, because I think this is the third consecutive game that this guy Jorgensen is keeping the post for Chelsea. So just pay the manager with some respect. But what you do, you go on, and the trust that the manager gives you, you turn it to be a very bad thing for him. So now the coach have no other choice than to bench you again, and then bringing in Sanchez back, because the standard that we thought he was doing bad, I think it was rather good than what this guy is doing over there. So I think some of the players are letting the manager down, but I don't see how Chelsea is coming back from this game. They should learn. And one thing is shocking, can you believe it that this is a team that has spent more than $1 billion and still crying over a world-class goalkeeper, a world-class centre back, and it seems like there's still a lot to improve in this Chelsea team. They still need to do a lot. If they want to stay consistent, they have to do a lot. I don't see how Rosinia will turn them to a world-class team to be competing on all fronts like how Arsenal is doing now. I don't see how he will do that, because already the Chelsea faithfuls have even lost confidence in him already. He should do something about it, because especially he has a game against Newcastle over the weekend in the EPL. If he lost that game, I don't see how he's qualifying for the top 4. And the Champions League, you are out. So what do you think they will judge you with? They will have no other option than to sack you. Yeah. They will have no other option than to sack you, the coach. So he should do something and get the team back on track. Or else, the Chelsea that I know, they are very ruthless. Very, very ruthless. They will sack you. They don't care the enticements in that they will pay you. They will pay you. They will sack you and pay you. So they need to do something about it. And the other game was Manchester City against Real Madrid. Wow, Valverde, a hat-trick hero on the night. He scored a very good, especially that third goal. It was very, very good. But I think Pep, you are doing something that people even start questioning you already. But I think people have also lost confidence in him again. That is not the Pep that we know. Because I think Pep like as Oye confused with his lineup. Because you are going to the Bernabeu. What do you think that going to the Bernabeu and you are playing a midfield of Rodri, Bernardo Silva, and then Semenyo? Where is the physicality in the middle of the park? Where was it? No, you can't take this midfield to Bernabeu to go and do. Even though Madrid have been poor, but they have one of the very good midfielders that can help them win games. So you taking this midfield to the Bernabeu, you have no other option than to be beaten, and that was what you got. Because I think if he was to go in with Rodri, Cherki as number 10, and then Tijani as the number 8, at least you have some very solid and compact midfield. But you go in with this kind of midfield, there's no way you are going through. No way. And I think for once I need to applaud Abalora for what he did. I need to applaud him because the lineup was 4-4-2 flat. It wasn't your typical Carlo Ancelotti 4-4-2 diamond that you see Bellingham always operating as your number 9 or all those stuff. No, this was a 4-4-2 flat that they were trying to hit Manchester City on the counter. So as you can see, all the 3 goals that they scored was all from a counter. The first goal was long ball from Courtois to Valverde. That was it. The second one was from Diaz to I think this guy Vinicius, who maneuvered through his opponent and then give a pass to this guy. Oh, Valverde. And the third goal was the same. So they were hitting Manchester City. Like if City, Manchester Madrid were a little bit purposeful and effective at the attacking line, they would have scored like 5 goals or 6 goals because they caught Manchester City on the break a lot of times, and that was a result of the lineup that Pep brought. Semenyo as your number 10. Where has Semenyo played as a number 10 before? In which team? All the teams that Semenyo plays in, he doesn't play as a number 10. Either your left winger or right winger, and he always flourishes in that position. Pep overthinks sometimes. To be honest, he overthinks sometimes. People might not agree, but I think sometimes he overthinks. Semenyo as your number 10. How? No, it isn't done anyway. And Haaland, we need to talk about Haaland in this big Champions League game too. He doesn't perform when it comes to big Champions League matches. So he doesn't perform. Pep got his lineup wrong, but some of the players do. I think Semenyo and Gueye had a very bad game. It was their first Champions League, and your first Champions League, you are playing at the Bernabeu. I think you will fumble a little bit. You will fumble if you are not that experienced type. You will fumble, but we need to like forgive them because they weren't on their best on that day. But Pep needs to do something about his team. He needs to do something. Sometimes he overthinks, and it's not good for the team. And the thing is, I don't see how they will qualify because I don't see how Madrid will bottle that 3-goal lead. Madrid have been very poor this year, but I don't see how they will bottle that 3-goal lead against the Manchester City team who are not performing as well. But people still think they will win the league. They are not performing. You and I know that they are not performing. They are not doing anything good. They are not performing. But people still think that they will win the league or all those stuff. But I think Abalora did a very good work. He did a very good job. But Pep got it, to be honest. As for that one, I won't stop saying it. He got it wrong with the lineup. Play your typical 4-2-1 or 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1 with Semenyo and then Doku as your left and right wingers respectively. Haaland as your number 9. You play Cherki as your number 10. Bernardo, if like you won't play Cherki, play Bernardo as your number 10. Cherki as your number 8. Rodri as your number 6. That's all. You can get some little bit physicality in the middle of the park. But what do you go and do? You just put on some lineup there and you think everything. This is the Madrid team that they don't just play in they don't just play in the Champions League. They play to win. When they come to the Champions League, Madrid play differently. come to think of most of the Champions League that Madrid have won, they've won it at the back of a very poor season in the La Liga. So you can check it. The last Champions that they won, I think they didn't won the La Liga. It was Barcelona who won it. So they always win the Champions League. Most of the Champions that they won comes from a very bad performance in the La Liga. So Madrid in the Champions League is a very bad team to meet. If you don't do your things well, they will beat you. And I don't see how City will overturn this. So as it stands now, my prediction for the team that will go through is Arsenal will go through. Liverpool is 50-50 affair. Barcelona will go through. Atletico is through already. I see Madrid also going through. Paris Saint-Germain. So Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool, and all those stuff. Tottenham, all of them are out. So I realistically see only 2 English teams that are qualifying to the quarterfinals. To be honest, because that performance that they gave yesterday and Wednesday respectively was very bad. But that's my thought on the Champions League, because yesterday was some day. I really enjoyed the games. Yeah. You can see my voice is a little bit on the down, but that was it. Because yesterday I really shouted a lot. Even though I play a little against them, the bonus a few more. We had a game. So I think that's my thought on the Champions League goals. So once again, follow us on all social media platforms. The name is Sports Gazette. We are now on Instagram, so you can follow us there. We put some of the content there, so you can follow us there. Share and leave your comments. If you see any mistakes somewhere, just hit us up so that we resolve it for you. Once again, my name is Nana, Sports Gazette. Thank you very much. Until then, we see you in the next video. Peace.